Peace, power, eternal blessings to everyone. Hey, I am glad that you are here. Today we are discussing the 11 values of the Razor Level Mandate value system. What we have to first understand is that the 11 values of the value system are a set of philosophies, principles, and practices that serve as guidelines to holistic solutions to our society's major problems. So, the valuation of these 11 values, which are really entities, which we'll get into later, the valuation must be made evident through demonstration. Okay. And the demonstration must be cultivated and applied with careful deliberation because they are arts and sciences. So the 11 values are each one of the 11 values are arts and sciences that must be demonstrated. Okay. So to demonstrate is to give practical exhibition and explanation, of a thing, how a machine works, a skill or craft works, and how something is performed. Okay. It's to clearly show the existence or truth of something by giving proof or evidence. Okay. So that's demonstration. So we have to demonstrate the 11 values. All right. Art. The 11 values are an art. The value of womanhood, the value of childhood, the value of manhood, the value of protection, the value of knowledge, the value of power, the value of peace, the value of health, the value of family, the value of community, and the value of relationships. I would do an individual video explaining each one, but right now, giving you an overview of the 11 values and what they are and what they represent. The art aspect, they're arts and sciences, each one of them. Art, in its broadest sense, is a form of communication. It's a means, or what it means is whatever the artist intends for it to mean. Okay? This meaning is shaped by the materials, techniques, and forms it makes use of, as well as the ideas and feelings it creates in its viewers. Art is an act of expressing feelings, thoughts, and observations. You see? So, you see what we're trying to get to here. All right. In the broader sense, it's a form of communication. So my demonstration, for example, of manhood is a form of communication. And my manhood means whatever I intended to mean, but it also is a collective definition that we agree upon as a society. Now, some agree, some disagree. So your society, the reach and the parameters of your society can be determined by what you consider to be your family or community and how extensive it is. There's an overview of the whole societal explanation and definition of manhood, for example, but then there's individual perspectives of manhood. Then there's micro groups that have within the macro group, the greater society, you have micro groups that have their own specific definition of manhood. Razor Level Mandate, we give our definition of manhood, our perspective and our valuation of manhood. Just one of the principles, but we give it for each of the 11 values that we are to demonstrate. Okay. Now, though the definition of what constitutes art is disputed and has changed over time, general descriptions center on the idea of imaginative or technical skill stemming from human agency and creation. So art is often examined through the interaction of the principles and elements of art. The principles of art include movement, unity, harmony, variety, balance, contrast, proportion, and pattern. The elements include texture, form, space, shape, color, value, and line. You see? So now we're looking at the key components of living, the key principles and practices that we're utilizing to make sure that we have covered, which are the 11 values. We are now emphasizing artwork. Let your manhood be an artwork, a work of art. Let your womanhood be a work of art. Let your childhood expression be a work of art. Okay? Let your relationships, the way you demonstrate and value and show value for your relationships, be a work of art. You see? Let your family be a work of art. Let your community be a work of art. You see? So you let your peace be a work of art, therefore the art of peace. You let your protection be a work of art, therefore the art of protection. You let your health be a work of art, the art of healing, and the art of maintaining wholeness and balance. Let your education be a work of art, and so on and so on. Let your economics, the building and cultivation and maintaining of your economic power, be a work of art. You see, this puts now a certain mentality and a certain viewpoint and perspective when you look at all of these key components of life being works of art. These 11 values are not only arts, but they're sciences. Science is the pursuit and application of knowledge and understanding of the natural and social world, following a systematic methodology based on evidence. Scientific methodology includes the following: objective observation, which is measurement and data, possibly, although not necessarily using mathematics as a tool. But evidence, measurement and data, evidence. Okay? So, it's important to understand the difference and the similarities between arts and sciences. So, the values are both distinct and connected. The art and science of each value. So we have now science is the practical application of your demonstration through evidence, factual evidence that you've witnessed and learned that what really works. And the art is the creative side, your imaginative side, and the flowing side of how everything is interconnected. Okay, it's your application of the science of the value in real time. So you have your aspect where you got certain maybe rigid set patterns of functioning, that this plus this equals that, but then you have your room for open spontaneity where you got your flowingness, where life calls for you to respond in real time with the skill and artistry of a true craftsman or true craftswoman. All right. So the art side can be associated with the right brain's nature of perception and activities. Okay. So that's like I was saying, imagination, emotion, spiritual, creative side, your heart-centered, unified, gathering, boundless, you see? But the science side can be associated with the left brain's nature of perception and activities, which are intellectual, logical, reasoning, categorizing, separating, specifying. It's the mind or ego-centered aspect where there are boundaries, you see? Yet both sides share and overlap in qualities. For example, there's an imaginative, which is the right brain aspect in science in regards to exploring possibilities to be tested for validity. And there are categorizing and separating aspects within art when it comes to putting certain aesthetic elements together or placing them apart from one another for the artist's communicative intent. So you see the balance there. The 11 values, we got the art and science of relationships. We got the art and science of family. We got the art and science of community. We got the art and science of womanhood. We got the art and science of manhood. We got the art and science of childhood. We got the art and science of peace. We got the art and science of protection. We got the art and science of health. We got the art and science of education. And we got the art and science of power.